So I picked this up today. I can't pass anything up that says Zenith on it. So this is a Zenith broken dial string. No, not quite broken. Just tired. It's a 6D510, I believe. Beautiful handle there. Very dirty. Kind of unfortunate there, but the cabinet is in good shape. There's no cracks that I can see. And it has the antenna. This is a wave magnet antenna. So that's there. That's a good thing. You need that. What's going on? It's crooked anyway. Missing the cardboard back, but you know that does tend to disappear with time. It needs a lot of cleaning. Really needs a lot of cleaning. Also needs a new cord. This cord is dry rotted. I seriously doubt it works. So the best way to clean these is you use plain Gojo hand cleaner. Put on a toothbrush and you just do this. Takes the grease and dirt and cigarette tar right off. And you let it kind of sit on there for a little while. And you wipe it off. It all comes right off. You do that 2 or 3 times. And it'll look so much better. Okay, I did some cleaning here. It's better. It's not going to be super shiny, but it's definitely okay. Here's the front. Looks all right. I didn't really go in deep with the crevices yet, but it's a lot better. Definitely a lot better. So I got the dial turning pretty well. Switch works. I mean, everything kind of is there. The big thing now is let's take it apart and see what we find. See how bad the rubber wiring is. Okay, here's our chassis. Has not been looked at in a long time, although I do believe all the tubes have been replaced. It looks like this has the later variety of tubes. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I have not looked underneath, so let us see what we are dealing with. And the dishwasher that's draining says that it is all original. Completely original. Yeah, never been worked on other than maybe the tubes changed. So, there you are. It's in pretty good shape. Okay, well, I've got this cleaned up a little bit. We got these tubes cleaned. These 2 are original. The rest are replacements, RCA and a Emerson. So it's in pretty good shape. Like I said, just let me get rid of that piece of fuzz. But other than that, we are pretty good. So I think this is a good candidate for restoration. Okay, this is the underside of the chassis for the Zenith. We got a couple broken rubber wires, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, this capacitor is melted. Is that the across the line capacitor? The others don't look so happy. Here's another bad rubber wire. Although that one may not have any voltage on it. Not too bad, to be honest. That one's still okay. This one's marginally okay. So is that. The gray ones are perfect. Amazing. It's amazing what these seem to survive. Anyway, what I do need to do here is I need to start changing capacitors and figuring out how to replace these wires in a way that makes sense. Do I have, do I want to restuff this? That capacitor, that filter capacitor is shot. You can tell the stuff started leaking out there. It's hard to see, but it did. So that's got to go. All right, let me think about this. Usually I go the other way and I start with the filters and I go around, do the rest. But I think I'm going to do a recap of the rest of it first. Okay, I went ahead and I changed all the capacitors except this across the line cap and the electrolytics. This can be folded over, that's fine. So what I'm going to do here in order to get the electrolytics changed is I think I'm going to have to replace some of the wiring. Now, I don't know what path this is going to lead me down. I've been down the path of you change one wire and you end up changing 7, and then you change 7 and you end up rewiring the whole set. And most of this wiring is fine. It's just a few that are really not good. Check a few resistors. They're all fine except for this one, which is corroded. I may change that. I may not. It may still test okay. I gotta get this tuning dial working better. Maybe I'll pause and do that. Okay, I went ahead and I just changed these capacitors. There is one air connection here, but it's not really going anywhere. It's right up against the leg of this safety capacitor, which, by the way, is got a sleeve on it, so that's not going to touch. You know, it's got some potentially bad rubber wiring, which has not broken off yet, so I'm going to leave it and hope it stays. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. But these are solid. These are in place really well, so those will be all right. And they're connected to the positive here and here, and then the negative goes to the can. It doesn't look bad. And then this is a 0.0005, which is a little strange, 500 picofarad. So I'm going to go ahead and power this up, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll go ahead and power this up. I'm going to give it 10 volts. I can see something there. That's good. 25 volts. 30 volts. I did not check the speaker. That sleeve needs to be, need to put some heat shrink on that so that it doesn't touch. 55 volts. Let's see, what do you think? Think it'll work? 65. I see a tube lighting up, yep. 70. Right, 80 volts. I hear something. 90 volts. Nothing. Okay, let's get it out. Wants to do something. I feel like the problem is with the oscillator. Let's go ahead and clean the tube sockets. Come back to this. Okay, we have working. But it randomly cuts out, and you have to move this wire down here. So that wire will need to be replaced, and that goes under the tuning capacitor. You can't really see it, but so all that's going to have to come out. So I'm going to restring the dial no matter what, I guess. Okay, I'm going to throw a new power cord on it. I also fixed this. I put a new standoff over here, so that's done. And I put a little piece of heat shrink over that so it won't short to the shield of the IF can.
96. Well, the city's Landmark Preservation Commission held up. That ceremony took place inside City Hall. Fight for our democracy. Thanks for taking me. Are you ready for rap? round 2 of the Calder Cup playoffs against the Providence Bruins. Hartford swept Springfield last week to set up their show.
Playing.
Couldn't understand if she wished when she laid
Playing
down.
all right, actually.
Five would be better for it. What does this mean?
Period of mandated racially segregated schools.
Yeah, after their hearing today, the committee says it will vote on it on May the 20th.
I'm gonna say this is done. I'm pretty happy with this. You know, it's not. I mean, is it? When is it ever done, right? So there's, you know, still some wiring that's, you know, sketchy. It's not touching anything. It's okay. Restore versus a repair. I would consider this more of a repair, although it's a new capacitors. I mean, it's more than just a repair, so it's kind of in between. A full restore would probably entail replacing a lot of this rubber wiring that I left. Just unplug it. You know, like for example, I mean, I left a lot of this wiring over here, right? I mean, it's not perfect, it's not touching anything, but would it be nice to have it replaced? Sure, but if you did that, that adds hours of time, and realistically this is playing fine, so why change it? It's not dangerous, it's not gonna short out and cause a fire. So, you know, I think we're good. Just got to put it back in its cabinet and see what it does. Do really like this dial. Gotta say, these black dials are really very attractive. So it was a fun little project. It's nice for a change. I mean, I've had a couple big projects lately. That big German radio, which, you know, it's big. And then I got that Fisher. I've had 2 Fishers now. Not posted one yet, but I will. So I've had 2 Fishers, one German radio, and then this guy. This is a nice project. It's nice and easy. The only issue I had with it was at first, when I first powered it up, it wasn't picking up any stations, and I realized that there was a little tang at the bottom of this tuning capacitors, kind of like these up here at the bottom, and it was just touching the chassis, so I bent that out of the way and it was fine. So that was an easy fix.
Testing things.
Well, we've got a radio here.
Play judge there, and maybe you can get some decent defense. Strategy that stays current with today's technology, upgrades, and requirements for life. Save the cost of an in-house team. Remember when Trump, he was already getting cheers from the crowd, and he finally got to the border.
He would have run again.
Yale says that's not necessarily because regulators see any non-banks waving red flags. I think what
Spanish station.
Matt's career, and Jeff is just
Dial
happy
one,
to help
it's
this
a
team
little
win it
off.
any way he
This is
can.
80, we're on
Yeah, I mean,
1,000.
coming in,
Thinks out of the best interests of the nation.
Correspondent Tom Foti, tributes have been pouring in all day
10-10.
from all over, from President and Mrs. Biden and former President Obama, who said Harry Belafonte was a barrier-breaking legend.
estamos viendo parte de lo que han sido esta year-old has been throwing down.
And don't have much up here.
Large institutional investor. Revelación que recibe
Spanish station.
Talk with you. I hear you so often
It's doing
on the
okay.
radio. I feel like you're old friends.
Or eyes in the skies to accomplish the mission.
First responders have been using
So
a
this
robotic dog
has a,
and drone technology.
Like a
The mayor
Faraday
has been
cage
touting
around
one
the
person's
antenna.
dog
They call it a
in
wave
that parking
magnet,
garage.
and
Wednesday's time,
the idea is it
6:44.
blocks out some of the noise, so these are pretty sensitive.
A new report shows just how much
Now, you know,
expenses are eating into
It's not
New Yorkers'
really
wallets.
shiny, but honestly, it looks better in person than it does on video. It looks pretty good.
There are people here who are
Nice, simple project. Wasn't too crazy.
and that